Hi guys, I'm Shmi. Hello, good morning. Welcome back to the channel. It is a beautiful winter's morning. The sun is out, the sky is blue, the roads are a little bit greasy, and it is very cold, about 5 degrees. But we're here in the Mercedes C63 AMG Black Series, one of the most beastly cars in the collection today, for a very exciting Black Series themed day. It's good to get this car back out on the roads. I've been driving it a bit over the last couple of days, having not really used it since we did the Black Series tour a few months ago and took this, the SLS Black, the GT Black and the G63 over to the home of Mercedes and AMG over in Stuttgart and Volterbach in Germany. But today we're heading to meet up with a friend that I filmed with a few of the cars from his collection before, ZenCarDriver, who has purchased something new, something very epic and something very on theme, a CLK 63 Black Series. So we're going to the delivery day of that. He'll be there with a few of the other cars from his collection, including the Brabus Rocket GT 4-door, his SLS, I think maybe his GT Black Series as well, and there will be some other friends around too at Contemporary Classics who have sold a few of my cars in the past also, and I've done a few events with them. So it looks set to be a pretty cool day. We're heading out, a bit of traffic as we go to join the M25 to head around towards Contemporary Classics, but we should have a pretty cool convoy later on, and of course it's the delivery day of ZenCarDriver's CLK 63 Black Series. Given that we have this very low winter sun, we have a lot of grime on the window, makes it quite hard to see, and one small issue, if I can say, with this car, I mean it is 10 years old, so not hugely surprising, is that the windscreen wipers are not exactly the best. If I give the window a little wash right now, they end up leaving it looking a little bit smeary and sometimes skip around a little bit, so I might need to get that looked at. But nonetheless, it's good to get this car back out on the road. I've been driving it a little bit the last couple of days, just doing some miles, and this engine certainly appreciates being driven, being used, not being left still at home. So Black Series today, ZenCarDriver, Contemporary Classics. The team at Contemporary Classics were responsible for selling a few of my cars recently. Oh, finally, national speed limit, the road opens up, and we're heading past Heathrow, so planes in the sky as well. But about a year ago, a little bit over a year ago, they sold my Toyota GR Supra A90 edition that we saw recently back at the Museum, and about 6 months ago, I was going to say earlier this year, but last year now of course, my AMG GTR Pro, which has gone to a new home as well, and potentially some more in the future, as well as also I joined Contemporary Classics up at Donington Park a bit over a year ago for a drive in a 911 Cup car. That was pretty epic. We're going to be joined as well today by a few other familiar faces from the automotive world. I think the likes of TGE, Archie, 888 MF, maybe some more guys as well, we shall see. But for now, it is a pretty leisurely cruise for this stage of the journey around the M25, a few miles, before we will have a little bit more of an exciting convoy as we head away from the delivery in an hour or two, a couple of minutes time for you guys. We have taken our exit from the M25 and we're actually quite near McLaren at the moment, but what I am going to do is turn the toggle here up into manual, because who doesn't want to listen and enjoy, oh, that seems to turn on the radio in this. Who doesn't want to enjoy the car's actual music, the V8 music that this thing makes, because, yeah, just sounds silly. Slight traction issues, but hey, it's a W204 C63. It's supposed to have traction issues. That's what makes it fun. Anyway, we're not too far now, a couple of minutes away, and we'll find the others. One thing I had kind of forgotten is that we're actually coming straight past the McLaren Technology Centre. So to the left there, that building is the McLaren Production Centre, and then over to the right is MTC, the Technology Centre, which is of course where the McLaren cars and the McLaren racing team are based, and where both my Senna and 675 LT Spider were, and where I took delivery actually of the Senna, and where the LT Spider was there that day, and the LT Coupe, and I've been quite a few times. It's a really cool place. Obviously they don't make cars that sound like this, well, F1 cars sound pretty good, it has to be said, and they're actually showing more and more now of the history and the F1 cars and storage and things, and the McLaren racing team, kudos to them, because their TikTok is awesome and the different stuff that they share. I have to say, that's very impressive. We are arriving then, so we've got a few interesting cars out and about. Spot an Aston, 911 Turbo, but we shall, oh, GT4 over there as well, we shall get parked up and go and see what is what. I should have mentioned also Audi A1 Quattro, very cool, and ZenCarDriver's AMG GT Black Series, which was also on display at the Goodwood Festival of Speed. So we will park this up, this noisy thing, next to the GT Black Series as it happens, and then we'll await the arrival of the others. The crew have arrived. Quite a few cars here. We've got an AMG GTS, followed by the SLS, followed by the Brabus Rocket, followed by an Alpha 4C at the back as well. Very cool. So we also have 911 Turbo S. That's a Petronas edition A45, by the way. That's one of the original manual V12 Vantages, like the car that my dad had back at the time, in fact. The A1 Quattro, other nice things all around. But I'm going to pop inside for a second to show you what we've got here. CLK DTM Coupe, one of 100 right-hand drive car. Next to it, this is of course ZenCarDriver's new car waiting to be unveiled, and then another CLK 63 Black Series as well. Yeah, that's actually really quite special. DTM waiting to be revealed Black Series and another Black Series. So I suppose very shortly we will have the moment of the covers back here at Contemporary Classics when everybody's managed to find a parking spot outside, and then I guess it's going to be a bit of a convoy later on with all of the cars. I was just about to say something noisy is arriving, and then Lamborghini Huracan rolls in. That is definitely not so standard. Burbling away. LP610 with the wing on the back. Cool. It is time for the big reveal then of the car here at Contemporary Classics. 3, 2, 1. And here we go. Looking fantastic. Lovely. Black paint on the CLK 63 Black Series. Let's have a little look at this then. Of course, we've got the low sun coming in through the shutter at the moment. The iconic, I would say, wheel design of this. Up front, you've got that M156 6.2 litre V8, carbon spoiler at the rear. It's pretty cool to have two of these side by side. There are only 700 in total. We think about 31 of those are UK right-hand drive original cars. So to have these two here is really quite cool, and obviously the even rarer CLK DTM, but what a trio lined up here in the showroom at Contemporary Classics. The plan now will be probably to shuffle them around a little bit, pull this out, and we'll have our convoy drive over with all of the AMGs. Start up of the DTM. It's such a different sound. That's the 5.5 litre supercharged V8, effectively the SLR engine. Completely different car to the Black Series, despite also being based obviously on the CLK, with the DTM style arches and shapes around the body. These are really, really cool. And lots of people always ask me, would I go for a DTM or a Black Series? But of course, with my 3 Black Series models, I think for me it would need to be the Black Series collection as opposed to the DTM, even though as a single thing, this is a very, very special car. On then to this, such a different sound, so much deeper and more angry and grumblier, obviously with the naturally aspirated V8 as opposed to the supercharged lump. Effectively the same engine as in the C63 Black Series. This very iconic badged 6.3 but 6.2 litre NA V8. That's actually quite cool with those wheels. The bright multi-spokes, silver calipers. Nice, so out this goes. We will go as well, and then it'll be time for a bit of a convoy. It's time to roll out. 4C sounds good. TGE is here in his SLS. We've got the Brabus Rocket. We need to take a proper look at that as well. This now with its new design.
If you look closely, spot the missing bit on the bonnet.
The missing bit? Oh yeah, missing blade.
We have it in stock though, don't panic.
We need to get some. Don't hit the lovely 993 2S, that's Carrera 2S. TGE, yeah, no, don't want that. Appropriate plate. We've also got the Topaz 992 GT3 just up there as well, by the way. So, right, this means it's time for me to hop into this now quite filthy C63 Black Series and get this started and join the convoy out. Oh yes. Cool, look at that. I haven't driven one of those yet. I need to work on that. Right, let's go. Unfortunately, the weather and therefore the ground is in quite a state around here, but we're underway. Following the Rocket, I actually went to drive the Brabus Rocket when they introduced it, which was really very cool. Let's go through, and let's pull to the other side of the road. Yeah, special things. And we've got a police car that's about to go past. And he's probably like, what's going on here? We're not doing anything wrong. Nice, gentle, chilled, sitting at a traffic light. Take it easy. That's where this car is just a little bit silly. And on these kind of roads, even though this car had new tyres on when I bought it, it just likes to light up at the rear. Unfortunately, we've got a bit of traffic, and you can't even really see the Brabus Rocket in front of us with the sun like this. It's actually mad. It's a really quite pleasant day, even though it's cold. Car tells me it's 10 degrees, but that is a lie. It's not 10 degrees. It's way colder than that. Thankfully, though, we didn't get pulled over by the policeman earlier. Where we're actually heading now, by the way, is Sandown Mercedes, Guildford, which is where a lot of the cars like the Brabus Rocket are from. So we're going to head over there with, I guess, quite a few. Somebody's just jumped out up ahead to go and take a photo. I suppose to take the CLK to show ZenCarDriver's sales team over there, where lots of his new Mercedes cars have come from, like the GT Black Series. Oh, the light's gone green and somebody's running back to their car. It's carnage up in front. And then I guess we're going to have an opportunity to be a little bit noisy, maybe? I mean, we're out in the middle of nowhere, right? I can hear something ahead. That's the GT3 and the 4C. Can't really see much of that, but... When you lift off in here, that sound, the cracks that it makes are all just a little bit mad. Crazy thing, I love it. Look at those arches. As we saw the Rocket going around the corner, that thing is just mental. We're actually only a minute away from where we're going. I don't think I've ever been here. Ah yes, I can see the dealership up on the right hand side, but we'll pull all of the cars in, no doubt have a little bit of carnage as we try and park everything up. Put the Audi dealer alongside as well. German dealer, or car dealer alley. In fact, Nissan on the left. I do actually know where we are. We are very near where McLaren Guildford is, and Lotus as well. So I've been out here a few times with McLarens and the Lotus. That sun is really low. But there's the AMG dealer. I guess we'll head around. Look at the Brabus as it goes around the corner here. Look at that front arch. Just a mad machine, absolutely mad machine. Right, in we go. Thank you to this person who has patiently waited for all of us to turn in. Yeah, can't see a lot, but we'll get parked up and enjoy the next stop of our day. While we're here with this though, I'm gonna have a better look at the Brabus Rocket. 900 horsepower, they enlarged the engine. It has the wide body kit as we've seen, the carbon covers on the Brabus wheels, the full interior trim as well, and plenty more details. There are only 10 of them, very, very special. Demand was high when these launched. Just look at the width of those arches, based on the GT 4-door 63S. Have a look inside here though. Completely retrimmed, all of the door cards with the quilting, as you can see here as well, down in the footwells, floor mats, the seats, Brabus masterpiece, and in the rear as well. In fact, have a look back here too. The 4-seat configuration, 2 very nice seats, a lovely place to be, but 900 horsepower from the engine, which is normally the 4-litre bi-turbo V8, but in here it's a 4.5, so let's find the catch. Finished with the red carbon over the top. Brabus have always been famed for their incredible, well, exceptional work with engines. Obviously putting out, I think it's about 1250 Newton meters of torque, some ludicrous number as well. So yes, a very special thing. And even changing the grills also here up front, taking away the last slats for additional cooling to come through. Got the active flaps down here in the lower section, all the carbon fiber for the splitter, making it more aggressive up front as well. So basically, Brabus Rockets are the epitome of cool, and it was a very good move to do it based on the GT 4-door. And you just look at this thing, and towards the back, I didn't talk about that, the fixed wing that it wears back here, all the red accents and details as well. Brabus Rocket, and the exhaust system, carbon tailpipes. Look at that, how you've got the twin tailpipes on each side, inside the gloss black, inside the carbon of the diffuser. Just plain cool, to be honest. What a machine. Brabus Rocket. It's rollout time, but first, you see that sounds good. That's the loud start. Good old burble. Very different sound to the regular 4-litre, of course. The way they've changed up the engine like this. But basically, everybody now gearing up to roll out. Maybe the others have already gone, or are they turning around somewhere? I can't quite tell. Ah, no, I can see the GT Black Series, and there's the CLK, and I've popped mine just there for the moment. But then everyone's going to be heading off. All right, rollout time. That 4C sounds really good. GT Black, stock setup, fairly quiet, as we have discussed in the past. Mark from 888 MF driving that. Lovely. Mine, of course, is thousands of miles away. But that's pretty cool. Straight black. And in that spec, of course, you then end up with the matching boot lid, as opposed to the different colour. Very nice. Sounds good as well. The rollout of all the cars, all very dirty, given the time of year here in the UK, unsurprisingly. Which means very shortly, time for me to head out in the C63 Black Series. Right, out we go in this beast. It is a really, really nice winter's day. Kind of day, actually, where it's quite nice to drive in a convertible because it's dry, it's a bit chilly, but you can have the heater, hot air blasting at you. But I decided to come in this today rather than the GTR Roadster. The SLS is having a little break after bringing it back from Germany, and the GT Black is obviously in Dubai. But for now, we have an hour or so to head back home. Very cool to catch up with Tom. Archie was here, Mark was here, ZenCarDriver, of course, as well. Congratulations to him on his new car. We might be shooting some more things together in the very near future. We were discussing some ideas today. But for the time being, it's going to be a cruise back towards base. Do go check out ZenCarDriver down below. Some very cool cars in the collection. I have filmed before with his Vantage V600, which was an awesome car to drive, and his 718 Cayman GT4, which I would say pretty much inspired me to then purchase the GT4 myself a little bit down the line. That was between my 981 and 718. I drove his, one of the early ones. And there are some new toys that have recently arrived as well. For today though, thank you very much for joining us. I hope you've enjoyed the video, but that's it for this time. We'll see you again very soon. Cheers.